Okay, I'm going to try and make this as easy and as simple to understand as possible because I know this is going to be a hard concept for certain people to grasp. Just because you have piercings doesn't mean you know how to take care of them. Just because you pierced your own lip doesn't mean you know how to pierce. Just because you have stretched earlobes doesn't mean you know how to stretch earlobes. And last, but certainly not least, just because you happen to have a lot of body modifications does not mean you know what the fuck you are doing. I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Let me go ahead and give you some examples. If you watch YouTube videos about earlobe stretching or piercings in general, you've probably heard of this guy. He's actually rather YouTube famous for his piercings, which scares the living shit out of me because there are hundreds of people who actually think taking his advice is a good idea. He's made videos on different ways to stretch your ears, which instead of showing safe or proper ways, is just shove a whole bunch of shit in your ears. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what the material is, just shove a bunch of shit in there, it'll fit. If it fits, it'll loosen it up, and it's all good. There's a video where he shows us all his infected lip piercing, which has a tongue barbell in it, not legitimate starter jewelry for lip piercings. Jewelry that you're supposed to resort back to should you run into problems. Jewelry that you should have gotten at a shop since you were a good little kid and went and had it done by a professional. There are so many videos where he shows us all his earlobes all shot to hell. Essentially, this guy's lobes have always looked like shit. They've only recently gotten to the decent, I don't want to throw up when I look at them stage. This guy has had so many infections and has recorded them all, might I add, that it's unbelievable. He refers to the tapering method, which is using tapers to stretch your earlobes, and I'm eventually going to make a video on the dangers of that, as you shove a triangle thing through your ear and it makes it bigger. I'm not even kidding, that's legitimately word for word what he said, minus all the stuttering and the ums. In multiple videos, he hints towards certain stretching methods will hurt, which, if you know what you're doing and you're doing it right, should never be the case. Basically, this guy is a walking WikiHow, and it's disturbing. Point being, this guy has had a lot of modifications, and he doesn't know how to properly care for a single one of them. There's also a girl on YouTube. You've all seen her before. I've made a video response to her before. The infamous Freddy's Bitch 666, who has made countless do-it-yourself piercing videos and then gets exorcist pissed when you tell her it's not a good idea. I have lost count how many times this poor girl has had her videos taken down and her account suspended because so many people flag and report her. The comments on her videos are all either 12 through 15-year-old children who don't know any better asking how to hide their bathroom piercings from their parents, or people in the body modification community who actually take their modifications seriously and are pissed as all hell. She's made at-home piercing guides where she teaches you how to stick shit in your skin in your bathroom or your bedroom, including navel, lip, parts of the nose, and tongue. She's actually made a how to pierce your own tongue video. I think it's still up. I don't know if it is or not, but I think it might still be up. She tells you how to hide your piercings from your parents, videos of her piercing herself and her friends. I vividly remember one in particular of her piercing her friend's ear cartilage with a safety pin. Oh, sorry, nappy pin. If you call it a safety pin, she goes ballistic because apparently there's some real significant difference. In an abandoned bathroom in a school. I'm pretty sure that one was taken down because it was flagged like 1.5 million times for a dangerous act, which thank God it was, because it was horrifying. This girl claims to be a professional. You know what? They all seem to do that. Have you noticed? And her justification for this monstrosity of a YouTube channel is, I read the piercing Bible, so that means I'm allowed. And granted, after she read the piercing Bible, her videos did start to get a lot better, but she hasn't stopped making the how to pierce yourself in your bathroom with a nappy pin. And she also states that what she did before finishing the book isn't wrong, and that she's not taking any of her videos down because they're not bad videos, and she doesn't regret it at all. I strongly advise against going to her YouTube channel because it will, 1, make you want to kill yourself, and 2, if you try to contact her in any way that doesn't completely and utterly worship her bullshit, she will not hesitate to try and call you every name in the book and then block you for being pathetic. Yeah, you have a lot of piercings, but there are also people with a lot of teeth that don't know what a fucking toothbrush is. Don't act like you're better than someone because you have more mods than they do. Actually, don't think you're better than anyone in general. It's kind of a dick move. So to reiterate, just because you have body modifications does not mean you know what you're doing. If you walk into a high-end piercing shop and the professionals are trying not to give you weird looks, maybe it's time to brush up on your extensive knowledge about rubbing alcohol and cleaning your stretched earlobes. Fucking Google it. That's what I do. That's what I did for a really long time, and I'm so glad that I did, because it exposed me to the APP, Elaine Angel, and her book, The Piercing Bible, and so many more fantastic things that I wouldn't have discovered if I had just gotten all my information from my shit-ass friends and YouTube. Don't think you know what you're talking about or that you know what you're doing because you can shove a safety pin through your face a bunch of fucking times and not end up with MRSA. If you can't get an APP piercer to back you up, you're probably full of shit. If you don't know an APP piercer or even what the APP is, you're definitely full of shit and you need to shut the fuck up. My parents are upstairs. I don't want them to walk in and